Hi, I'm Mark, owner of Holaway Custom Builds. If you've ever experienced frustration with a home design that looked beautiful but turned out way over the budget or impossible to build, you're not alone. In today's video, we're going to explore one of the most common issues homeowners face, designer games. We'll break down why this happens, how designers and architects contribute to the problem, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself. Let's start by outlining the problem. Homeowners often invest time and money into a design, falling in love with the plans, only to find out later that the design is either far beyond their budget or worse, impossible to build as planned. It's an incredibly frustrating experience to be handed a design you can't afford or that would just require significant changes just to be feasible. And this problem happens more often than you think. It's one of the biggest reasons home projects run into delays and cost overruns. Imagine getting your dream kitchen design only to realize after the fact that the materials alone would blow your budget or that the structural elements were overlooked, making the design impossible to build without major changes. This is a common trap homeowners fall into when working with designers who don't have accurate construction data or knowledge about feasibility. So why does this happen? The root of the problem often lies in the fact that designers and architects aren't accountable to the homeowner after the design is accepted. They may create a beautiful plan, but they're not responsible for seeing it through to completion, and they certainly aren't the ones managing the budget once construction starts. Designers, by nature of their role, are focused on the aesthetics and creativity. While this is very important, it doesn't always align with the practical realities of construction or the homeowner's budget. In many cases, designers don't have an accurate cost data that a contractor does. They may suggest materials or design features without fully understanding how much it will cost to bring their vision to life. And because they aren't the ones building the project, they're often unaware of the logistical or structural challenges that their designs may create. What's worse, in some cases, it's actually in the designer's best interest to avoid having accurate cost data. Awards and recognition in the design world often drive a designer's career, and sometimes the most visually impressive design are the ones that win awards, not the ones that fit into the client's budget. This creates an ethical dilemma for designers. They may be incentivized to present a stunning design even if it doesn't match your budget. After all, they just move on to the next project once the design is done, while you're left trying to figure out how to pay for it or adapt their vision. Another major issue is that designers and architects are not necessarily engineers. While they excel at building beautiful spaces, they may not have the technical expertise to determine whether their designs are feasible from a structural or engineering perspective. For example, a designer might suggest removing a load-bearing wall or adding large windows without considering the structural reinforcements needed to make those changes safely. This is where problems arise. You may love the design, but without engineering input, you're likely to face costly surprises down the road. The disconnect between design and construction feasibility leads to delays, unexpected expenses, and in some cases, a need to completely rework the plans once construction starts. So how do you avoid these common pitfalls? The solution is to bring together a team of experts, each responsible for a specific part of the project, who work together to assure that the design is not only beautiful, but is also affordable and feasible. At Holaway Custom Builds, we've developed a collaborative approach that involves three key players: the designer for creativity, the contractor for cost control, and the engineer for structural feasibility. By working together, this team assures that the design matches your budget, that it can be built safely, and there are no surprises once construction starts. This process avoids the all too common scenario where the homeowner gets stuck with a design they love but can't afford to build. Another key part of our solution is creating accountability for everyone involved in the project. We do this by giving homeowners the right to submit their plan for a competitive bid with other contractors. Why is this important? It assures that you are not locked into a single contractor or design build firm. By allowing multiple contractors to bid on the same project, you can compare pricing and ensure that the design matches the real-world costs. This competitive bid process also creates accountability for the design team. If plans are unrealistic or unfeasible, other contractors will flag these issues during the bidding process, giving you a clear picture of what's possible and what's not. It's all about transparency. We believe that homeowners should have control over their project, and the ability to get multiple bids ensures that you get the best value for your investment. To recap, unrealistic designs and cost estimates are common problems in the construction industry, but you don't have to fall victim to it. By understanding that designers may not have accurate cost data and aren't always accountable for the final build, you take steps to protect yourself. At Holaway Custom Build, we use a collaborative approach that brings together designers, contractors, and engineers to create realistic, affordable, and feasible plans. And by allowing competitive bidding, we assure that you always have transparency and control over your project's budget. If you're planning a remodel or construction project, make sure you work with a team that values transparency, accountability, and collaboration. At Holaway Custom Build, we'd love to help you bring your dream home to life without the frustration of unrealistic designs or surprise costs. Check out our YouTube channel for more tips and advice on how to ensure a successful project. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one.